Okay, this project we're gonna try to swap out a heater core. It's really cold outside and we got lots of gloves and stuff on, so it's kind of hard to move around. Anyways, first thing I'm gonna do, we jacked up the car. I could show a video later on how to jack that up if you don't know how. So we jacked up the car, and we're gonna take the negative battery cable off, and that would be this one here. You just unscrew the bolt and pop it off. We're about to do that. And then underneath here, we jacked this up because we're having a hard time seeing the drain plug thing. And there's a hole right there. And we're hoping right there. And we think that we see the spigot for it. We're worried we're going to have to pull off all this plastic here. But hopefully that's a drain spot for us. So, going to disconnect the negative battery. And then we're going to try to drain the radiator fluid out. Pop the cap off it. And this is so that when we're dealing with the heater core, we don't get a bunch of radiator fluid inside the cabin there. Okay, we got the draining going there. Ended up using a pair of pliers to help make that a little easier. So it's going to take a little while. So while it's going, we're going to start popping screws out of this. I'm thinking right where those two side plugs are, we're going to pop those plugs off and should take those two screws out there. Probably going to have to move that center console out of the way. And I believe there's supposed to be there might be an access panel in the middle here. But I'll show you these screws as we take them out. But I'm going to work on those two on the side. Okay, hopefully it won't get dark. I have to break out some lights. So you see these two little holes here? They had these little plastic covers on them, and they're kind of weird. I wonder if there's a way you're supposed to do it, but we just pried them off with a little screwdriver. And then these are just 10mm bolts. Took them out, and so we did that on both sides, and so we'll take it from there. Okay, so to get this clock out, we just took our little screwdriver and kind of worked it real gently around the edges, and then it came out. And then supposedly what you're supposed to do is push it to the left, so I'm kind of tilting it. Doesn't feel like it's coming out though, and I can't really see what I'm doing. I don't know if the whole clock's supposed to come out. I think the whole clock's supposed to come out. I can't tell. Oh, there. I think it wasn't supposed to separate like this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to stop the camera, but I'm going to try to pull this end out, up, and then to the left and see if that pops it out. Okay, I want to show you this clock part. It's kind of tricky, and it got dark and cold last time, so I called it quits. But here's your clock, and it was in there, and on the back of it, it's got some clips, and these clips look like they hold it together, and so I it kind of all came apart on me when I did this, so I sort of put it back together so I could tell how later on. On the end here, this plug will go in there, and there's just like a little tab. I think I ended up having to push the front down or something. Yeah, push the front down, and I don't know if it's showing up right there. There's kind of clips in there. Anyway, so you gotta squeeze this and then pull it to the side. And what this is, while you're taking this out, is back there. Hopefully it's showing up on camera. There's looks like a 10 or 12mm bolt back there, and I gotta take that bolt out to help get the dash out. So I use a screwdriver, kind of pry this out, and then you gotta realize that this is clipped in, so don't go pulling too hard. And I think if I were to do it again, I'd try to take it out as one unit, slide it, get this wire exposed, and then try to unclick it. And I'll fiddle around with this more when I'm ready to put it back together. So I'm ready to take that bolt out. Alright, the center piece just comes off. You just get a screwdriver, pop it out of there. And then inside here, there's a, looks like a 19. I'll check it out right now. Yeah, it feels like a 19. So I'm gonna take that bolt out and now I'll get the steering wheel off. So I'll show you that when I get that off. Steering wheel came right off. I was surprised how easy it came off. I thought I was gonna have to get a puller or something. And I just gave it a good yank and I didn't even have to do that. It just came right off, so that was nice. Also, a little tip here. I love getting little Ziploc bags. As I take stuff off, I just bundle them all together, so when I have to put them back together, it kind of makes sense. I gotta check my docks, but I'm pretty sure the next thing I'm gonna do is take off these 4 bolts on the bottom here. Okay, I just took this plate off. It was down here. Just had some 10mm bolts holding it on. Next, I'm gonna take the screws off the bottom of this. That'll pop the console out, or not the console, but the steering column. And pick it up after that. Tip for this bottom, or the plastic deal around here. If you look at the front, it's got little tabs. So, also, it's just got the 2 pointy screws. Sits on here like this. The 2 pointy screws will go up in the 2 front feet long deals, and then the regular bolt-looking screws will go down inside these 3 here. And there's 2 fake holes here that look like there's something on the bottom, but there's not. They're just, I don't know why they did that. So it's maybe sure an option feature or something. So look in the bottom, you got 1, 2, 3 bigger bolt-looking screws, and then 2 long pointy, or not long, but 2 pointy ones on the 2 sides there. And again, I just pushed the tab and it allowed this to pop off. I lowered that deal there. Oh, darn, this ain't gonna be fun with one hand. I'm thinking, here you go, use my foot. There you go. And the reason why I just did that was to move this down. You know, there's your adjustment lever. It lets it go up and down. Push it down all the way and then flip it up so it holds it down. And that let me get this off. I wonder, I gotta see, I think the next part is to pull this off, but there might be some screws or something. Actually, I hope I don't mess this up. Anyways, I gotta look it up. I'm pretty sure I just pull this piece off and then this whole thing will come off. Okay, I got that little plastic turn signal thing. I just took a screwdriver, put it behind it, and it slipped right off. I couldn't tell if there was a clip holding it on. There wasn't. It was just a little bit stuck. And then there's a screw up here and a screw down there. You take those off. I just set them aside. I'm going to put them back in place so whenever you assemble this, I won't lose them. And I wanted to show you. I got to next get the connectors off. And like this one, what I did is I took my screwdriver and I just kind of pushed down and then pulled out, and it's coming out. It's almost out. Probably come off the rest of the way. Again, it's hard to do with one hand. Oh, there it goes. So I got that one out. There's an identical one on the other side over here. I don't know if that's showing up because I can't see. But I'm going to take those off, and then hopefully this black piece will just come right off. Step on this. Again, I basically got both my wiring harnesses off, and now this will just come right off. So I think I'm done disassembling the steering column so that I can hopefully I don't have to take more than this off. But next I'm gonna remove this console here, and I believe there's a couple bolts holding the rest of the dash on. I wonder how loose this is right now. Oh, it kind of moves. So I'm getting, there you go, getting kind of close. So that'll be a big part of it, is getting that darn dash out. So again, I'm just going to work on that console. I got the center console off. This just had 4 screws in each corner. You won't have that. That's a switch I put in for a stereo thing. Let's see. Then right here there was a, here it is. It's just got this little plastic clip thing. I just use this tool's really handy. This is for body panels and such. Works really good for clips like that. Just pop it out, and then it looks like there's a bolt back there. So I'm thinking I just take that bolt out, this clip out on both sides, and I'm hoping then I'll be able to get the rest of the dash out. So what I'll do is take that bolt out and then do the other side and see where we're at from there. Okay, I'll show you what I've done so far. I got to disconnect some cables on the from the dash here. And so I popped off the fuse box. You just twist this little deal and the cover comes off. And then there's this piece that sits up here. The way that works is it's got metal tabs here, and then this little plastic slider deal. So I just use my panel popper screw, set up and pop this out. And the other one, I think, yeah, it's up top there, so pop that out. That's how I got this off, and that makes it a lot easier. Then I went in here and I disconnected this cable because it was easy. And I'm a little confused. I got to figure this out. I'm pretty sure I got to disconnect this cable up here. I don't know if you can see that. This cable up there. And I don't know what the deal is with this one. It looks like it goes to the dash, but it goes under the carpet. So hopefully I don't know where it goes. I got to trace it out. So you got to disconnect some cables from your fuse box so you can loosen up your dash. My dash is getting pretty loose now. Next thing I need to do, come up to the engine bay, is let's see if you can see. Oh, you can kind of see it from in there. This is where my heater hose went. It's just a clamp on there. You squeeze it and pop it off, just like most radiator clamps. And do this side here. And I need to take this. I'll do it right now. Pop that off. That's the control valve for it. And then I don't know if it's showing up or not. I can't see. There's a clamp that holds the whole. It's kind of like a bicycle set up in there. Anyways, I just need to disconnect that. I'm pretty sure when I take the oh, and there's two of those hose clamps, one on each side. I didn't show you the other one. See, I don't know if I can see it or not. Let's see. I don't see it. But there should be two, an inlet and an outlet. You gotta get both those off. And then you need to take that heater control lever deal off. And then there's gonna be, which I don't know where it's at. There's gonna be one more. Oh, I know where it's at. Let me get on the other side of the car. Okay, you wanna make sure you watch this whole video. Probably gonna break this up into two parts. One for how to get your dash out, and one how to do your radiator core. Because if you ever have to take your dash out, it's a hard process. Anyways, I made a mistake here. If you hit a 12mm bolt, leave that alone. That's your main core support, and you shouldn't have to play with that. I thought it was kind of funny. I thought somebody just put the wrong bolt in there, but I was taking the wrong one out. So there's a 10mm in front. These are on both sides. And I'm going to go ahead and take this bracket off. It's just got some 10mm. And the 10mm in there, I don't know if these are OEM or not. They don't look like somebody just put some in there. But anyways, I might end up having to take these cables off, not sure. But here's your antenna cords, at least that's what that should be. And it says to disconnect that. Let's hook to the back of your stereo. I guess that kind of makes sense. It seems like you'd have to take all your speaker wires and stuff off there too, your whole harness, but I don't know. We'll cross that when we get there. But anyways, I just want to show you, see how loose this thing is now. Slowly getting there. I haven't quite figured out. Oh man, it's almost ready to come out. Getting really close. Let me show you something up front. So that cable deal, this ain't even going to show up on camera, but back here where my hand is, your cable, there's like a little clip. Hope that's showing up. There's a clip right there, and if you put a screwdriver in there, it'll pop open, and it's kind of like a clamp clip, and it's all metal. It's hinged, so I just put the screwdriver on this end and popped it open, and now it's flopping around and it lets me get the cable out. So that's kind of a little trick there. I found let's see, yeah, you probably can't see it. I'm not even sure how I'm going to get these out, but I can't even get my arm in there. But right behind your intake, way back there against the firewall is those two. Oh, here you can maybe see it through there. You got those radiator hose clamps that we got to get off. Kind of Gonna do that later on because I don't need to do that till I actually take the heater core out. Okay, I'm making some good progress on this. This actually isn't too hard. It's just I don't know what I'm doing on this because it's the first time I pulled a dash out of the cord. So right here, these are the little tricky guys that are going to hang you up. It's not so much important at this time that you worry about the engine bay like I was doing. This is the heater. Let's see, that one is the heater selector cable. I think I might be lying to you. I'm lying to you. That's the vent control selector. See right there when I move it, it goes back and forth. That's the top control. That's going to be on your left side as you're facing it. And you just got to find it and pop it off. If you don't, it's just going to be hung up on the control mechanism and you can't get the dash out. The second one, there's basically this bottom cable. Looks just like this, but it's on the other side. And I'll swing over there and show you that. You can see it pretty good. I got the darn. There it is right there. It's a hard thing to get out. Just realize that it looks the same as the other one and it's tucked up into the plastic under there. So you just kind of got to feel it until you find it and then you can lift it off and it'll pop right off. But looking down there, you see that cable and that other cable. And then I disconnected I just took the darn whole stereo out. But you definitely need to disconnect the antenna because it loops around. Can't see it from this side, but it loops around all that nonsense and goes in the back. So just to be on the safe side, I just pulled the whole stereo out. You just have quick disconnects on everything on a modern stereo anyway, so it wasn't that hard. And so that'll get the right hand side, from the center to the right hand side off. Going back over here. Now my challenge is I finally figured out which cable connectors I gotta get off. So you got these two colored coded ones here. And the way they work is they got tabs on the top. And it's really hard because when it's all put together you can't see what you're doing. Once you get one off you can see those. So you push down this tab and you pull this one out. Same with this one, it's going to be on top. Push down that, pull that one out. And I actually pulled that big one out and I don't think I had to. My next chore is to get this one out and I can't see it from this angle. But it most likely has a tab on top. Either way, that's what I'm going to do is I got to pull this cable out and then the dash should come out. Also, one other thing is your key mechanism is going to want to hang up right here. Well, I hope I didn't dent that. I don't think I did though. And so you got to kind of push the whole console, the whole dash that way and get it over the darn deal. And you definitely would have to take your steering wheel off. There's no way you could get this off without your steering wheel off. So good thing I did that. And that came off super easy. I was surprised how easy that came off. So that's my next challenge, get that one cable. Showed you down there disconnected, and then hopefully I'll be able to get this dash out. Okay, I got this final connector off. Turns out that big connector, I did need to take it off. Because it goes... Oh, maybe I didn't. I probably didn't. Anyway, I took it off. But that one I couldn't get. The tab on it's on the bottom. And the way I kind of found it was I just put like a screwdriver, kept running around, boom, and I hit it, and then I saw it go up. And then I tried that on the top, couldn't find one, so it's very certain there. So you shouldn't grab these things by the wires, but that's how I did it. I pushed that up with a screwdriver, popped it off, and then now we should be able to take the dash out. I'm really close now. You can see the darn thing's just dangling there. And if we get back in here, in the center console there, I don't know, I think you can see that. Anyways, there's right there. I just got to get in there and get those connectors loose. They look pretty easy. Easier said than done. I'm going to pop those 3 connectors and that should be the only thing. Oh, I see something kind of weird down there. Hopefully that's the last thing, but I do see one more wire connector that might be in the way, but that should be it. Okay, there's those 2 connectors, that brown one there, and they all have the typical little push tab thing where you push in right there and then they slide out. That little brown one's actually pretty hard to get out, but got them out. So And the last little thing, this is some kind of dealer anti-theft thing that was left over, was bolted on there. I just took the screws off, and that was the last cable. You wouldn't normally run into that. So I'm pretty sure I'm ready to pull this out. I'm gonna give it a try. Did it. Finally got the darn dash out. It's in the living room. It's a heater core somewhere in the middle there. That's my next big fight. But that's how you take a dash out of a cord.